LucidLink works with a model that we call zero-knowledge security. So data is encrypted in flight and at rest, but also you as the customer are the only ones who hold the keys. So we don't know anything about your data. We don't know anything about your folder names or file names or anything related to your files. So from a security standpoint, only you are in control. The data is stored with your storage provider, which would be AWS or a storage provider of your choice if you choose custom file spaces. LucidLink is a storage collaboration platform that helps teams remove any distance constraints that they may have while they're working. So through storage, through cloud storage, we are able to make teams save time. So in essence, this is what we do. We store files in the cloud and then present them to the local workstation as if they were on a hard drive connected to your workstation.
So give me a practical example of how I would use this.
So we are shooting now here, this interview. You can upload all of the footage and all of the audio of this interview into the LucidLink cloud file space. And somebody in a different country, in a different city, somewhere else, not here at the show, can instantly start editing those files without having to first download them from the cloud, create a copy on their workstation. So they will be able to just open the LucidLink file space as a folder on their desktop and start importing into Premiere Pro or something else.
I can do that with Frame.io. Why should I use LucidLink?
Actually, with Frame.io, you do have to download the footage first on your local workstation. So you are going to create a copy. While with LucidLink, we are streaming the files directly from the cloud into
But then
software.
I'm bound by the speed of my internet connection.
You
if
are.
I've got a slow internet connection, how do I edit? I mean, I can't stream 4K video off most internet downloads.
Contrary to physics, you can stream 4K video.
So you're streaming proxies.
No, we are streaming the data that you input, so we're not in any way modifying it. So we actually don't know what your data is, what your files are in terms of security. The secret sauce of it is that we break apart the file into little blocks. We upload them to the cloud as little blocks, and the person that needs to stream them, when they open the file, is only going to stream the blocks of the file that they are requesting at this time. Those are getting cached onto the local LucidLink cache, and then they are streamed into the application. So you're not having to acquire the entire file before you are able to use it.
But it's 18 megabytes a second to stream 1080p ProRes. It's 72 megabytes a second to stream 4K ProRes. Are you telling me you can support a 72 megabytes per second stream over the internet? Because I have trouble believing that.
You should have trouble believing that. So if you have a good, stable, and fast internet connection with low latency, gigabit up and down, you might be able to stream certain 4K files. If you have lower bandwidth or higher latency, you might need to pre-cache those files. So we have a feature that we call pinning, which pulls your file to the local cache before it gets streamed. So it kind of preloads it for you. So it's not so you don't have to be always relying on your internet connection. Furthermore, if you have already used that file, and we know that with editing, you edit something and you go back and you continue, you're going over the same piece over and over again. Once it's made it into your cache, it's not going to be removed from there. So it's going to be used from the cache, and at that point, you're not relying on your internet connection as much.
Before we go too far down this rabbit hole, what have you announced that's new?
Oh, so first, since last NAB, in November, we relaunched our platform. The new LucidLink is what we call it. We redesigned a lot of the experience to make it more user-friendly, to make installation and onboarding easier for end users. And right now at NAB, we are introducing a lot of features that are making the administration of LucidLink a lot easier and a lot more flexible with more control. Also, last year, we announced our partnership with AWS, where we're able to provide the performance of AWS storage bundled with LucidLink at all-in-one pricing without charging extra for egress. So we are able to provide this through that partnership. And this NAB, we are also excited to announce that this partnership has expanded, and we are now available on the AWS Marketplace, where customers that already have agreements with AWS could use their existing credits for purchasing LucidLink without extra steps for their procurement.
Who do you see as a typical customer? Who would most benefit from this?
Creative teams of any sort, really. Anybody who really needs to work with large files, with large media, and needs to collaborate across distance. So typically, most of our customers are either production houses or post-production houses, studios, in-house teams at large organizations or agencies that are producing content, design work, motion graphics, VFX. All of those workflows are very heavy data demanding, so this is where LucidLink really helps.
Well, I'm thinking of companies like Signient and Massive that also do something similar. How are you competing with them?
With Signient and Massive, what they're really good at is file transfer and accelerated file transfer. So you are transferring from one storage location to another storage location. LucidLink is really a tool that helps you centralize storage into one place, so you're not having to move the data to different locations. It is always there, available to you. If it's in LucidLink, it's already everywhere. You can access it from any point in the world by just having an internet connection.
But that puts a huge burden of security on you, because there may be some projects that we cannot let get out before they're released. How do you make sure that our data is secure, number one? And what happens if LucidLink decides to change business? Who owns our data when it's on your servers?
This is a great question. I love questions about security. LucidLink works with a model that we call zero-knowledge security. So data is encrypted in flight and at rest, but also you as the customer are the only ones who hold the keys. So we don't know anything about your data. We don't know anything about your folder names or file names or anything related to your files. So from a security standpoint, only you are in control. The data is stored with your storage provider, which would be AWS or a storage provider of your choice if you choose custom file spaces.
So I'm not storing it on a LucidLink cloud? So what is, if LucidLink is not the cloud, what is LucidLink?
LucidLink is a software layer on top of S3 storage that presents the S3 cloud bucket as a file system. And that file system is working on your OS.
So I can pick any storage vendor within reason. I mean, it's got to be approved by LucidLink, but I can pick from more than one storage vendor. And yes, LucidLink is a layer on top of that.
Correct. You can connect different storage vendors that are S3 compatible or Azure Blob and work with them.
And security.
If you remember, I was talking about those little blocks that we chunk the data into. Those blocks, each of them is individually encrypted before it makes it to the cloud storage. So even as the storage is sitting into your AWS or other S3 bucket, it is sitting there encrypted. And even if somebody got the keys for your cloud storage bucket, they would not be able to make sense of what this data is there because it is in blocks and each of them is encrypted. So from that standpoint, it's a great place to store your copyrighted data, your intellectual property.
So what platforms do you support?
So LucidLink is available and has always been available on Mac, Windows, and Linux, but we have launched our availability on iOS and Android, as well as through a web browser. this is something that we're bringing to NAB this year, and we're very excited about.
If you were to summarize LucidLink in a paragraph to help people who don't know LucidLink understand what it is that you do, what would you say?
It depends on who you are a little bit and what you're trying to do. It's a simple tool that solves a big problem for anybody who's working with large data sets, with large files, or with small files, but really needs that remote collaboration. So for any creative team that is trying to create content from somewhere over distance, LucidLink is that solution that allows for storing and editing files in real time from anywhere.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.